I recently moved and decided I need to fix the lighting in my new garage. It's currently lit by 2 incandescent 60-watt light bulbs, but they don't provide enough light to work or film at night. So I went to the Home Depot to pick up some 4-foot LED tube lights, but there was a big sale on these Beyond Bright LED panels, so I decided to try them out. So in this video, I'm going to unbox and tear down the Beyond Bright LED lights, then install them in the current light socket to see if they really work. So let's go. There's a couple reasons why I decided to try these lights out. They're very bright at 3500 lumens, they last 30 years, and they're very energy efficient. That's what the box claims anyways, so I'll try to test those out. It's nice that it's very simple packaging with just cardboard. The first thing inside is the instructions, and it only has 3 steps. Install, adjust, and turn on. I'll go through each of these steps later. There's also a flyer for a survey and discount code. And finally, underneath the cardboard layer is the light itself. The first thing I noticed is that the light is not very heavy, meaning that it shouldn't have any problem hanging it from the socket. Looking more closely, there are 32 individual LED lights, which is why it can output at 3500 lumens. What really surprised me is the build quality. These light arms are not made of plastic, but are of some kind of metal, likely nickel or aluminum. Using metal makes the light very durable, which is good, especially if you were to use it in a basement cold storage where it's lower and could be bumped. Looking at the top case, it uses 120 volts and 40 watts of power. That may be an issue as my current lights use 60 watts, so I'll need to check it out. It appears to use a standard threaded cap, which is great because it can be installed in just about any socket. However, unlike most light bulbs, there's an on-off switch, which will give more flexibility with your setup, but it's probably better just to leave it to the on position. The last thing I noticed is that the arms can be adjusted. This is a bonus to other light bulbs because I can point the direction of the light. I can use an Allen wrench to tighten it down once I have it pointed in the right direction. Now that I've had a good look on the outside, let's tear it down and see how it works on the inside. There's only 4 screws holding it down, which makes it very easy to get into if you need to change a fuse. And if you do need to change the fuse, it just sits in the top left corner. It's a very clean design inside with the hot and neutral wires feeding each LED panel. I've had a good look at the inside and outside of the light, so I'm going to put it back together and test it out. With that done, we're ready to go plug it in. So I actually have a quick detour. I went back to the store to pick up a second light so I could test 2 at the same time, and came home with 2 of these beasts instead. This is the Beyond Bright Ultra. The difference between the 2 is that this one has a motion detector and claims to be 750% brighter than an original 60-watt bulb. It outputs at 6000 lumens, which is twice as bright as the original, lasts the same 30 years, and is also very energy efficient and uses the same 60 watts. I'm going to take a quick look at this Ultra version. It feels almost identical in weight and also has a metal casing for the LED panels. The biggest difference between the 2 is that this one has a motion sensor on the bottom. This is great for when you pull into the garage or walk into your basement, these will automatically turn on. I really like that you had the option of turning on or off the motion sensor if you want to use that. There's nothing too different on the inside, so we'll skip that part and go straight to testing it out. I'm going to test this model instead of the original. Currently my garage lights are so dark it's hard to even focus the camera to film. It's so dark because the garage uses only 2 incandescent light bulbs. To remove these light bulbs, turn off the switch, then turn the bulb to the left until it slides out. These old bulbs get very hot, so be careful when taking them out. It was too dark to film with them off, so I decided to burn my hand for you, because you're worth it. I waited until the next morning so you could see that the new lights slide right in just like the old ones. Turn it to the right until it's firm. Remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, then adjust the panels as needed. If it's loose, you can tighten it with an Allen wrench. Once it's set, you can turn the switch to motion or to on and see if it works. And work it does. These things are incredibly bright. With just 2 of these lights, it completely changed the garage. I waited until nighttime to show you the contrast of how bright these are. Again, I'm only running 2 lights and you can see how bright it is inside the garage. In my opinion, these lights are totally worth it. I'm glad I went with these instead of the LED tube lights, because it took less than a minute to install them, and they changed the garage from a dark cave to a functioning work area. I'm not sponsored in any way, but I highly recommend these lights for your garage or getting them for someone that could use them. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.